So Netflix में Cry starts off with the appearance of a loony rabbit. He wants to open the gateway to hell. He needs 2 special amulets and also Dante's blood to do that. In a turn of events, a bunch of Gestapo called Darkcom and the rabbit's minions get after Dante's ass, not just for his amulet but also something else. All of which you find out in due time if you can make it till the end, that is. The show has an original storyline that takes stuff from all the games, which is a good decision. It would have been even more unbearable seeing the same story from a game but with worse execution. Other than that, it's honestly amazing how this show falls on its face at every possible turn. The society spends a major chunk of the first episode yapping and speculating about demons causing destruction. All this assholes yapping is annoying as hell. The scientist character kept adding scientific terms on magic and the show explained Lord demons are distant relatives of humans who went through mutations and got separated. Like what? If you are going to spoon feed and bastardize everything, go all the way. Why not explain how Dante got his rebellion sword? The government stuff is also tedious. Most twists in this show don't work at all because we the gamers already know about them. After episode 2's mercenary cleanup, this show picks up pace so you get more action scenes to distract you from the slop, but it always comes back. I don't know a better way to put it, but Netflix May Cry has some self-aware crap. Some characters say pseudo-meta good shit. Sometimes it felt as if they were trying to break the fourth wall. This chick gets stabbed. Why can't she die like a good girl? She says some weird crap before dying. The Gestapo talks bad about video game villain layers. It just feels pathetic and takes you out of the story. And speaking of the story,
it's political.
Let me get something out of the way. Did you guys honestly think a Devil May Cry show made by Netflix wouldn't be preachy? Almost all Netflix shows have political bullshit and messages. Sometimes it doesn't mess up the story, sometimes it does. In this show, the politics is in your face most of the time. To make it all worse, the rabbit's monologue about America in the first episode awakens your politics trigger, and you start to detect messages in stuff that might not have messages. Black guy makes a joke and white guy throws a cigarette at him. This feels like a depiction of racism, even the show isn't necessarily trying. There are only a few of those scenes. This show definitely tries shoving it down your throat other times. In Netflix May Cry, lower class demons move over to America in search of a better life, but Trump, the Gestapo doesn't show them any kindness. The rabbit calls out Dante for his aristocratic lineage and says he can understand the struggle of lower class demons. Of course they will struggle, they are living in hell, Makai, which means hell anyways. The rabbit says Makai is worse than hell, like seriously. I have seen some insane messed up depictions of hell in media, but Makai doesn't even come close to being worse than hell. Yeah, this show made me feel bad with some of the sad demonic stuff, but this is some bullshit writing. Demons are demons, these aren't vampires. You can't just say that they are good human-like demons with more humanity than humans. The writers didn't even try to be particularly smart about the grey morality aspect. The weak demons are depicted as sad victims, while the humans are mostly depicted as evil and wrong. No matter how you look at it, the Gestapo, the humans are terrorizing the weak. That's a completely one-sided way of writing things. All of it in turn makes Dante look bad for choosing to fight for humanity. There was a better way to go about the politics and message. The presentation needed to be better. The visionless Adi Shankar should have buried the politics deep beneath the surface. It needed to be metaphorical, allegorical, subtextual to be precise, but they made it contextual. The messaging isn't subtle. It's so forced even a retard would be able to pick it up. If you can do this in subtle way, don't overdo it, or even better, don't do it at all. This isn't the only thing this show messes up. In the game, Sparda is one of the few good demons who switched sides and saved humanity. But Netflix May Cry depicts this noble deed as selfish and evil. Netflix Sparda doomed lower class demons by putting up a barrier between Makai and human realm. Most of the other humans are barely characters, so let's focus on Lady and Dante. Lady curses like a sailor. They also made her a girl boss, but more on that later. I honestly don't care about her. She's a lost cause, but they have just had to ruin our wacky pizza man. Video game Dante is cool 99% of the time. He races and styles his way through everything all the while doing wacky stuff, but he's capable of having different emotions, and he's cool even when he's sad. Netflix basically turned Dante into Nante. Nante tries to act cool and fails miserably most of the time. He has plenty of cringe dialogue.
The way this usually goes is I do that, then drop a killer one-liner. But I'm drawing a complete blank right now. This never happens to me, I swear. Okay, wait, I got one. Pretend I just shot that guy. Man, Skeletor did not hold up since the 80s. Not my best work, but you get it. I don't feel bad. I heal extremely fast. Like a superhero. Not that I call myself a superhero.
But your mom does.
What's it like being a demon? You have to be evil? Like if someone was only part demon. Maybe their dad was possibly one, but their mom was a human. You think they would have a choice? We can use the Human Torch knockoff. I don't need any kind of trigger to beat these two. What are they gonna do? Form half a Captain Planet? My first time using one of these! Actually, it's my first time being on a plane, too! So how come none of you guys this cool Alice in Wonderland thing guy.
Just a man wearing a screwed up bunny mask to hide an even more screwed up human face that has a bunch of weird tubes sticking out of it. To be fair, I can see why no one considered that.
Look very nice, my boy.
Nante is completely clueless while falling down the sky. Sometimes he talks too much. Sometimes he doesn't talk even though he should. He does lame comic routines that would suit MCU male characters. He's dumb and he's weak when the writers want him to be. A zap or an injection is enough to put him out. He gets packed up by Lady multiple times like a bitch. He can't break a handcuff. He can't escape a truck. He keeps getting captured by everyone. He whines after getting shot in the leg. He can't dodge bullets if it's Lady firing them. And those bullets shouldn't even work on him because of his human blood. Some chick hits him with a handbag and cuts out on him. He has trouble beating small fry. He can't breathe in Magai despite his higher class demon blood and going through extra awakening. And what is with his awakening? He needed to be pushed hard, get angry to awaken his devil trigger. But he's dead. Loving mother's gift to him getting stolen wasn't enough to push him hard or get him angry enough. The devil trigger looks as Nante couldn't even beat the final boss after awakening. He needs Lady. His Nero voice doesn't help either. Even if Johnny Young Bosch didn't voice Nero, he would have been a weird choice to play Dante. Johnny is a great voice actor, but he is no pizza man. The portrayal isn't entirely horrible. There are long stretches where Nante acts right long enough that you think nothing cringe would happen again, but it does. They drag down Nante to glaze Lady. She is an easy tryhard. Lady never messes up against Nante. He easily backs up Nante multiple times. He only struggles against small fry demons, but not against the son of a legendary demon. Excellent writing. I honestly don't get the need to drag down male characters in order to glaze female characters. Just drag up the female character to the male character's level. Lady already has an Iron Man suit. She is strong enough, but it makes no sense for a human like her to keep up with a character like Nante. They did put effort into giving her depth. Liberties aside, her backstory is okay enough, though I did get strong. Others can protect their family messages. And I shouldn't call her Lady because they changed almost everything about her from the games, but I'll call her Lady anyways. She also has a character arc in this season. She comes to realize not all demons are bad and maybe some humans are more evil than demons. She also arms up to Dante but packs him up by the end anyway, which makes her character arc pointless. She even says jackpot. The show does have some good things about it. The production value is insanely high. The fight choreography is good. The animation is amazing from start to finish. There isn't much character acting, but the action scenes are really something. There are some distracting CGI models, but they made the final boss 2D. All the ketchup flying around looks really good. The soundtrack has all of the songs I like, and the placement is also good. And hearing Emily singing is truly something. Kenzo is a fun character, but his sacrifice felt tedious. The rabbit is also one of the few good things about this show, and his backstory was so close to landing. You get his and Lady's complete backstory in episode 6. This episode actually has a lot of soul put into it. The songs used, the visual storytelling, the amazing direction, it would have been perfect, but the dialogue kicks in and so does the politics. Visionless can't shut his mouth, neither can the characters when needed. So if you don't know already, Netflix May Cry is ass. Some of you think it's the worst thing ever, it's not. It could have been so much worse. Nante and Enzo could have been a couple. Lady could have been black and Nante could have been racist. They could have changed the demon refugee bit into lower class demons are LGBT, higher class demons are LGBT phobic, so LGBT demons are oppressed. Well, it's Netflix, so anything is possible. They haven't done their worst on this show yet. What we got is bad, but it's better than DMC 2 and the reboot story wise. If I had to pick characters, I would honestly prefer Dante over Nante. At least he didn't get manhandled by a girl boss in his own story. The sad truth is that you are going to like this show more if you aren't familiar with the games. My brother liked it, made me think he was adapted. But anyways, to all of you out there, just play through Devil May Cry and become motivated if you haven't already. Netflix May Cry is a dog shit adaptation. Even on its own, it's still bad. It's fine if you like it, but don't try to defend it by saying it's separate from the games. Many of you defend the reboot the same way. My farts are also separate from the games. It doesn't make them good. If anything, watch the OG anime. It has a mediocre plot. The animation isn't as good as this show, but it's better in every other way. And before I go, here's more controversy for you. 7 out of 10.